Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hold
How
on,
are
I'm
you?
I'm trying to get the full screen where my questions go. Okay, I'm good. Okay, so I've not done any of this before, so apologies
That's all
for
right.
the scuffness.
No worries at all.
All right, I shall do my pre-written intro.
Okie doke.
Welcome to the interview, everyone. I'm Mari, and we are interviewing the lovely Jack Reeves, who is the creator of Doctor Who Road and Doctor Who: The Community Show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well indeed. How are you?
I'm great. It's 9 o'clock. Well, 8:57 a.m. So
Oh,
it's
of
very
course, time
early.
zones.
Yeah, isn't
Yeah.
it fun when you
Oh,
have
it's so
when you
much.
have friends who are also in Britain? So when you have to talk to them, you have to be up very early.
Yeah, life is cruel.
Oh, why do you have to be a spear? Anyways, we have a five question interview. I don't know why it says six. Oh wait, six. Yeah, I added another one. As you can see, this is very improvised.
That's fine.
All right. First question. Explain who you are, what your channel comprises of, slash what content you make, and what Doctor Who Road is for newer viewers.
Well, I am Jack. For about a decade now, I've been making random Doctor Who based YouTube videos, ranging from spoofs of scenes as well as Doctor Who Road, which is this sort of what if scenario where once a Doctor Who actor leaves the show, the BBC imprison them in this like locked off road prison type thing. And it's essentially a Doctor Who flavored sitcom, which is probably the most niche thing on the platform. And I take pride in that.
It's my favorite niche thing so far.
Thank you.
I've tried getting into DW 2012, but I don't know. It's not that they're too long. I just don't know why it's not clicking. But
Well, I think with
they're
DW
all,
2012 and fan films, it's the difference there is that they're trying to recreate the show.
yeah.
And so if they can't reach that level, then there's that disconnect, especially with a unique Doctor, where you can tell it's just a fan production, and that's something you can't quite click with. But with Doctor Who Road and any comedy
It's
spoof,
silly.
there's that it's silly. It's you don't have to take it seriously, so you might accidentally start taking it seriously. It's a very strange
Oh no, yeah.
theme.
When what is it? What is it? Family of Masters came out and like the ending happened. I was like screaming at the computer. I took it a
Good,
little too
good,
seriously.
good. That's why I like.
I was like, why? I thought he was dead. I thought he was dead.
Mm.
Okay, next. What was your initial reaction to asking from my me asking to collaborate you? Just some random animator off the face of the planet just being like, "Hi, I like your
Well,
stuff.
you.
Let me make some stuff for you."
Well, I mean, the initial thing is whenever I'm asked to do anything, it's usually voice acting, because of the like the Tennant and Smith impressions, which is always lovely. But that's usually what I expect. It's this sort of run of the mill, like, oh, I've got this Doctor Who special, and it's like it's got the Daleks in it. I'm like, oh
I
wow,
pulled a
how unique.
reverse card and I was like, "No. I make something for you."
Yeah, luckily you made I guess what is a proof of concept in hindsight with the animation of Sherlock's Revenge, that short clip, which I believe randomly popped up in my messages, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So I recognized your name immediately, and then you mentioned the animation, and it didn't take me long to say yes. It was a very exciting prospect.
Yeah, so like how do you feel knowing that you're my technically my first collaborator?
Oh, really? Oh,
Like on
fuck.
you on YouTube.
Well, that's a high honor. You're a very talented individual, and I'm very lucky to have you on as an
I
animator.
was freaking like what is it? What's the right word? Excited. I'll say excited. Like
Mm.
I thought it was like a yeah, he'll probably say no. I'm a very I'm a very like shy person on the internet. I don't talk to a lot of people except for like people who talk to me first. So
Yeah.
when you were like, "Oh yeah, totally," I was like, "Oh God, no wait, I have to actually commit this time."
But to be fair, I mean, pre-community show, I was very much the same. I didn't talk to anyone outside of the fandom or really inside the fandom, any sort of which way. I sort of been forcing myself since the community show started to be more outgoing.
No, that's
And
me.
yeah, so yeah, well, no, exactly. But it's a tricky thing. But I mean, for example, this collaboration wouldn't have happened without that. So I'm
Yeah.
very fortunate.
I had to punch myself in the gut and be like, you gotta do it. You have to communicate.
Well, I'm very glad you did.
Yeah, because I've it's one of so I'm in this media club in my school where you're like the main thing is communication, and I was like,
Mm.
how the hell am I supposed to do that? He's not in person. He's in England. It's easier to do it in person than it is
It is.
online. For some reason, you'd think it'd be the opposite,
Mm.
but you have like this false confidence in real life, I guess.
Yeah, I get you.
All right. Okay. Any drawbacks during filming or behind the scenes? Because I know
What do
I
you
had a lot. I
mean?
know I had a lot.
Well, I mean, yeah, you have a very difficult challenge with animation alone. I certainly can do any of that. But I think the main drawback with filming, or at least how I do it, is because I'm on my own, which was always sort of both my biggest strength and my biggest enemy. Because the whole reason Doctor Who Road is a thing is because I don't know anyone that can be actors, or at least didn't at the time. And also, you sort of focus on yourself, and it's hard to collaborate because you have to,
It's
you know,
easier. It's easier to direct yourself because you know what you
yeah,
want.
exactly. And then it's also like a time thing. You only have your own schedule to work on. You don't have to worry about anyone else's. But at the same time, being on my own now, because I have, I do green screen stuff and I have special lights, which are currently underneath that tenant coat over there. And so all that setup just to film myself telling stupid jokes, it's a very strange thing. And then there's also the editing, which I
Oh,
despise.
I freaking hate editing.
So yeah, I think the biggest drawback for filming, at least the way I do it, is the fact that I'm having to do every single bit. But at the same
Mm.
time, I wouldn't change that because I'm such a little bitch that it's like when you have a project and other people start helping and it's very good, but you don't want too many hands in the pot. It's your project, it's your
Yeah.
baby. You don't want anyone else messing around with it. That's how I feel about everything. So I'm a nightmare person usually.
No,
Like
that's
you got
me in
lucky.
every project I'm in. Like, I will take over and be like, oh, like I always have to hesitate. I'm like, you've been taking over literally every time. And yeah, you may have gotten like the entire group a good grade, but
Mm,
it is all just your handiwork right there. And I was
yeah.
like, frick, that's not what it's supposed to be about. So I always have to like hold back. And whenever people ask me, I have to gatekeep my knowledge. I'm
Mm,
like, no, you gotta do it you gotta do it your own way. Even
absolutely.
though like I will just be like, it's not right. It's weird.
It is, yeah.
Okay, four. Any highlights from this collaboration, if any at all? Like, first
Mm.
reaction to the first animatic or whatever.
Yes. Well, I mean, I did love just seeing. Actually, no, there is one because I specifically showed my family this, and I never told you this. I'll tell you this now. So
I
obviously, the establishing shot is of my old house, the old Doctor Who Road, which was my family
I'll
home.
have you know, finding pictures for as much as I watched all of like most to all of like the entirety of Doctor Who Road, I could
Yeah.
not find a single shot that didn't have a
Oh,
doctor in
dude.
there
Yeah. Honestly,
until later
that's
on.
I see that because I've noticed recently that I don't do like establishing shots or really any shots that don't involve a person, and it's not something I've ever
So
paid
I
attention
had to
to.
like look up pictures of England houses, like brick houses, to just get like what does it look like? Because here, like Hawaiian houses, they're like
Mm,
more toned down colors, more
yeah.
flat, like steel roofs. So like there's a huge difference from
Oh,
our
absolutely.
house and then like Doctor Who Roadhouse or the old
Mm,
house. So like
yes.
that was hell to look reference and picture. But I had
Oh, I bet.
I had a whole like visualization of how I wanted like each shot to look like,
Mm.
which is why I hardly storyboard.
Yeah, neither do I. I've storyboarded Doctor Who Road, I think once or twice, and that was both in Rise of the Chib. Like that
Mm.
final walk to the shed and then the reboot. That was the only thing I've ever storyboarded. But going back to the initial
Yeah.
question, so when I got that first picture through of that house, of the establishing shot, despite the struggles, it looks exactly like my old house, or at least like it did, because it's had a couple of renovations since I moved out. And I showed my family. We have a family group chat, as a lot of families do, and I put it in there, and everyone was like my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. All of them were just really impressed. Like
They're
they
like,
thought it
how
was
did they?
really
They're
cool.
like, how did they get the house shot?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't an instant of like, yeah, that's a bit weird. They're just drawing my house. But at the same time, like once they knew what it was, like I explained the animation, they thought it was really, really cool. So you
I'm
got the Reeves family seal of approval.
yeah. I'm not trying to dox people. I'm just trying to make silly people walk around.
Oh, dude, I nearly doxed myself a lot in the early days. Like I didn't care about filming driver's plates or like house numbers. I bet it's a little scarily easy to find where I used to live,
Mm.
which no one should. But yeah, you've always got to be careful. That's just a note to everyone. If you ever do filming outside, be careful.
And that's
Figure out what's in the
why
background.
I only film like myself. Like I have not done an actual face reveal.
Mm,
I think I have, but like it was only like eyes only. So I had a
yeah.
mask. This was like during COVID times because I started my
Oh.
channel 2020.
Oh, that recent.
So yeah,
Mm.
I was very hesitant to start one. So like the animation wasn't too great back then. It's
Well, it's a
but
learning curve. It's never going to be
yeah.
great out the gate.
But
I know
people
that.
people are surprised to like see the growth over a span of like 2 or 3 years because
Mm.
I didn't expect like I sometimes forget I have like 8K people watching my every move. I'm like, oh, I still feel like a 100 subscriber channel.
Mm.
But like, what was I freaking saying? I try my very best to not like do IRL things unless it's
Mm.
like for school. I film
Right.
myself for school and all that. But if it's online, you'll only see a white void. That's my background. You'll never see
Good.
anything else.
Nice and simple. Saves drawing backgrounds, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just fuck it.
The backgrounds for like this animation pushed me more than I have ever drawn. Because
Yeah, that was fascinating because it ended
I'm,
up being like this weird amalgamation of all three Doctor Who roads, which I
yeah.
was fascinated by. I
So like
loved it.
I tried grabbing, I originally wanted to make a new ish road so it
Mm.
doesn't look, but I was like, the references are there, might as well take them. The
No,
most,
that made it so unique, if
the most
anything, and again,
difficult one,
fascinating to watch.
the most difficult one was Smith's room, which is the one where he's like going through the closet.
Yes, that was based, if I'm not mistaken, off my first room,
It
like
was
that light blue
it was
room.
the only other room that I had or remembered. So I was like, you're
That was
going in there.
excellent. That was excellent. I loved that.
It's not like accurate, but it has color. It looks
It
similar.
sure does.
And I threw so many like Easter eggs. So like when I showed some of my friends the beginning parts of it, they're like, I can't focus on anything. There's too many Easter eggs. I'm like, then that's good.
Good, good. I
There
also
has
liked
to
all the
be.
Portal 2 Easter eggs because I'm a big fan of Portal
I
2.
was going
Love it.
through my Portal 2 phase-ish. I still
Good,
am in Portal 2 because like
good.
it's a it's been a thing for me for a long time, like since childhood, I guess.
Excellent. Yeah, no shit. I mean, funnily enough, for years I've wanted to do a Portal style Doctor Who Road episode because I did one for Left 4 Dead quite a while ago, which is I still quite enjoy. But I've been trying to find an excuse or a how to do a Portal Doctor Who Road or like just any other video game. So
You
maybe
could
one
do a
day
Stanley
I'll have
Parable one.
weekly.
That one's the easiest one, I guess. The Stanley
That's
Parable.
true. Just be
I
here
wanted
as
to
the narrator.
I wanted to add more Stanley Parable things, but by the time I like was fully fledged to the idea, the animation was already finished.
Yeah.
Because like I already have things in the works for like Stanley Parable and Portal 2 based animations that I
Good.
probably should finish. But you
Yeah,
know,
that's the problem.
school
You have
school
so many projects as a creative on the go at once. It's so hard to
yeah,
focus on just the one.
and school does not help.
True.
You'd think as like a filming in a filming club, you'd think you'd have time to film your
Oh,
own things.
definitely not.
No.
Never.
You're usually filming skits for the school.
Absolutely. Sadly.
Alrighty. But it's fun. I that's where I got the laptop for this because
Oh, nice.
my sad Chromebook could not handle it. It's all right, Chromebook. He's right next to me. He can't handle it.
Oh, bless
However,
his heart.
Bob, the creative department computer, can handle it better. So
Oh, good old Bob.
yeah,
Respect. I salute you, Bob,
I get to
as the
name I
Brigadier.
get I get to name all of the computers in creative department, and they
Well, that's
all
a
are
high honor.
named. They're all named Bob.
Good, as it should be. Quite right.
And they'll when I graduate, they'll name this computer after me, hopefully, and not and
Mari the
not
computer.
not pull what happened to one of the seniors where they named it after a trash can.
Oh.
It's an inside joke for them, and I was like, hello,
Respect to
Jazz the
that.
trash can.
Good old Jazz.
Okay, next question. Where was I? Anything you would change because there are things I would have changed. But now it's too late. It's set in stone. That you would change from either filming or you would have told me, oh, this, can you change this? Yada yada yada.
I don't think so. I mean, the only thing I would have changed, at least from my end, is filmed it before I got my haircut because Smith with short hair is wrong and is disgraceful. It works for
I knew
Eccleston.
something was. I was like, I was watching the preview. I was like, what? Something's off. And then I kept looking. I was like, I can't find it, but I know something
Because,
is off.
yeah, because I was going to film it earlier, but I had my beard over December because this is the most specific reason. But I knew for Christmas I was going to get a beard trimmer, and then I was going to do a big clean shave, and so I was just growing it to see how big it got. So at the same time, I couldn't film the animation, the live action stuff for the
Mm.
animation. So and then obviously New Year rolls around, and a lot of people have their hair cut for New Year. New Year, new me, all that crap. And so I did the same. And then only then do I realize that
Ah.
I need to film the live action stuff for the animation. And I felt like such an idiot. I mean, it just about works for Tennant and Eccleston. You can get away with any hair length, but for Smith, it didn't look right.
Just
Didn't look
should have
right at all. That's
gotten a
the
wig.
one thing I'd change. I
You should
should
have gotten a
honestly, I've
wig.
been tempted. I've been so tempted over the years, but I haven't quite gotten around to it.
You just
I've
gotta
got enough
flatten the hair
sleeve.
out and hope that for the best.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I can look at my box of wigs over there. It is overflowing.
And that's why like I don't do the whole New Year, new me. I do that like during the spring, so I can just clean stuff out.
Yeah, honestly, it's smart.
But like
Mm.
nobody sees what my hair length is unless you know me in real life. Like it's not as poofy as it is in the animations. The animations lie. Like the
I've been
pro
lied to.
the
You're not
profile
animation.
the picture I'm using for like what is it, Zoom? That's a direct draw of me from like Halloween. So that's what like
Mm.
drawing me looks like. But like persona me looks like a Jaden Animations type person.
Yeah, yeah, the similarities are there. But honestly, I mean, you nailed my animated counterpart. I think it looked like you could tell it's me. And the hilarious part of all three of them having to have the same face
But
makes it all
different.
the funnier.
But
Yeah,
they have
exactly,
like
with small
different,
tweaks.
yeah. That's one of the things I noticed about like I have a good handle on. I can make characters look at least like their actor or like person that they're based on. Like Wheatley, for example. I had
Yeah.
to make a Wheatley animation for like a map or like a collab thing where like they have music and like each animator has one part. I had struggled for years to just get a Wheatley like drawing out. So like the design I have for him now looks very nice. For you, like depending on which character it was, like I'll use Eccleston for example versus come on brain Smith.
Mm.
Smith has more like poofier hair, rounder
Mm.
hair, um and is like in the what is the animation, the Sherlock versus Eccleston, not Sherlock. Oh, brain isn't working right now. The Sherlock one, the Sherlock
The
one.
Sherlock one, yeah.
Um, the differences between their hair are very similar, are very like clear. Like, hold on,
Mm,
where's the reference? Wrote it down. Like Eccleston has more pointy eyes, like triangle eyes, and like
yeah.
flat hair, while
Mm,
Smith has round eyes and like more of like the Smith hair.
right.
And then Tennant's just like in the middle.
Yeah. Good old Tenant.
But like
Oh yes.
I added those characteristics where they're obviously the same person, but they're like different characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now the last one because I didn't plan many. I didn't want to bother you with like 10,000 questions. So you can ask me questions if you want. Flip the script. um
I'm always the interviewer.
anything you
It's nice to be on the other side.
anything you'd like to say to
Oh,
my
just in
love
general.
to my lovely solid 8K viewers. Don't mess it up now.
Oh, gosh. Hi, 8K viewers.
They all left during the taking out of my Minecraft YouTuber phase.
Ah, good
The
old
the
Minecraft.
the
We all
true
had a phase like that on YouTube. It's a fact of
It
life.
wasn't even like Minecraft really. Well, it was. It started out
Mm,
that way with like Dream SMP because I was one of those people. And then
right.
it went to like Wilbur Soot's music and
Mm,
then Lovejoy, and that's where all
mm.
the freaking people came from.
Ha.
But they all left. But then I went on to
Yeah.
like different things, which make me more
See,
happier.
I like how everyone has a Minecraft phase. Like, because mine was Yolkscast, like early
Minecraft is
days, Shadow of
universal.
Israfel and stuff. It is. It really is. Like, I'm at a kid's. I'm in childcare. I'll say that. And the kids still come in with Minecraft t-shirts now, like that young, and it's
Yeah.
hilarious to me that for like decades at this point, it's just had this sticking power that's insane.
But yeah, when I was younger, Minecraft was like one of the only like well, obviously it was like mainstream back then. It still is, but it was like Stampy and Dan TDM. I was in that viewership
Yeah.
where all those cool YouTubers were there. And
Mm.
I think I like left it behind at some point and then I came back to it. I'm like, I wonder how they're doing now. And three of them are in the clear.
Yeah, I mean, it's never going to be full, is it? It's yeah, that's the sad fact of
Stampy
life.
a true one for real.
Big up
Dan
Stampy.
Dan is taking care of his child, and Captain Spark. I'm not even sure what Captain Sparkles is doing. He's like,
Neither
he's
do
there,
I. He
he's
sure
there.
is. He was always just there. He was good, but he was always just there.
Yeah, and
People
then
know his music more than anything.
yeah, that's so true. But and then I tried looking for old channels that I like watched when I was really young, because like I
Mm.
had access to the internet when it wasn't so bad. Well, I mean, you people would argue it's always been bad, but like for me as a um younger viewer, I think it would be like when I understood that like I didn't understand how bad the internet was, like, this Minecraft YouTuber is so cool.
Mhm.
That's all I had. That's all like I needed to worry about. What did I have to worry about? ABCs, that's
Nothing.
it. Like I didn't have to worry about anything. So I didn't worry about who I watched. So like I looked back at some of my Minecraft YouTubers and like and some like older video games they played and they've just kind of traveled over to where my like I've noticed some like pieces of my childhood have floated over to my content now.
Mm.
Like some of my like animations are styled in like PMV ish or lyric
Right.
videos. So like I'm like, wow, how the hell did you get here? How can my brain understand such transition?
I don't know. It's a mystery.
Yeah. But anyway, those are the end of my questions. Do you have any questions that you could possibly use? Because I don't
Oh
want to waste
goodness.
the 45 minutes. I'm very like, when am I ever gonna get this chance again? So like,
Hmm.
I pull a Uno reverse card on you. Here you go.
Yes, you are. You see, I should be used to this because obviously with the community show, I'm always the one asking questions. So I should be used to this sort of question and
I even said this in
role.
like I even said this on Twitter. Like, you let us host you.
Yes, the script has been flipped. And fun. Speaking of scripts, I just realized the next episode of Doctor Who Road script. It's just
Enhance,
been here.
enhance,
It's just been here the whole time.
enhance it, enhance it.
This is part one of the finale, but you can't read it because the webcam quality is too little.
God damn it.
Actually, yeah, I do have one question, one final question, Doctor Who Road based. What is your favorite Doctor Who Road
Oh, I
episode?
should have
Oh
seen
no.
this come.
I
Hmm.
need to know for my vanity.
Hmm.
Or my vanity. Because
Which
I'm the doctor.
one made me laugh the most? I mean, I have a lot of different favorites, like favorites that made me laugh, favorites that
Right.
even though I yelled at it like out of frustration, it's still pretty good. And then
Mm.
favorites that are like probably wouldn't be your favorites based on like the video that you had where it's like rating
Oh, the
all of the
ranking.
but I don't know, I really like older people videos. Like they have
Hmm.
more, I don't know, they have more charm to me. They're like before they realized, this is my craft.
Right.
Like I use what is it? I use Kane on Abel, for example. I think we both know Kane.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
One of his older videos that I don't think he quite likes, but it was one of the videos that I quite like. It was
Mm.
like it was either one of his like go back to the website things.
All right.
The jokes and like how he edited it was my favorite. Like even though
Mm.
you might not like it now, just know somebody always will like it. And
It is reassuring.
I'm probably that person.
Good to know.
Let's see. Either the I really like the shorter videos because like I can
Mm.
comprehend and understand some jokes.
Right.
Either what was it? When Eccleston is in the new apartment and like he gets taken by a weeping angel, but he's vlogging.
Oh, the vlog.
I'm
That one
vlogging, get
was a
out
very
of
random one.
here.
Yeah,
And
that was a
Moffat's trying to
strange
get
one.
into the house. He's like, get out, I'm vlogging. It's very relatable.
Big mood.
But like one of the bigger ones, hmm. There's a lot of see, this is why you shouldn't ask me. I'm too indecisive.
But I have to know. It's a must. I must know.
Can I pull a card and say I like all of them?
No,
Yes.
no, absolutely not. Okay, how about this? You can
That's
pick
me.
one that made you laugh and one that was more dramatic. You got to pick one of
Hmm.
each.
Oh, the dramatic one, probably like the recent one.
Mm.
Oh, what is it? Not Family of Blood. Sorry. I am a defender of what is it? Freaking I'm trying to find its name. Hold on. The Day
I'm
of
not going to give
Steel
you the
one.
answers.
Day of Steel.
Oh, good old Day of Steel.
Yeah, that one. That one made me scream at the computer. I was like, no, no, where the frick?
I
Where?
felt so evil making that cliffhanger, but it was so
I
fun.
was like, where the like? I felt really bad for Eggleston. He's just like on the floor, just sad. But like the opening shot of Family of Masters, where Eggleston's just sitting on on a chair, just looking out into the wall, just like me for real.
Very
But
relatable.
one that made me laugh. I'm trying to find it. I have it saved. I swear, it's one of these. I think it's another short one, but like I think it was Art Attack. I think that's the name. Art Attack.
Yeah, that's a favorite of mine as well because it's so stupid.
You can tell it's Art Attack because I am artist.
Yeah,
Wow.
well,
Put two
it
and
was
two
designed
together.
for you.
It was made for me.
Well, there we
Exactly.
go. Exactly. Would you say, here's a question. Would you say Eccleston is one of your favorite characters?
I mean, like Eccleston's doctor is my favorite, so like he might as well be. But like
That's
that,
good. Good to know.
he's the one that is like more comedic. So
Hmm.
I think
Good to know.
I
Good
like
to know.
I leaned. Hey, don't you? No, I freaking when I freaking read it was like Eccleston finishes his arc. I'm like, he better not die.
He might. You never know.
I
How evil do I look?
I Jack, don't you make me pick up my iPad.
Oh, I've got an ending planned
I'll
that's
make
gonna
him
make
live.
people cry.
I can make him live. I can make him live.
Never. The power of
Denial.
art.
Denial is a thing.
Yeah, fair. You got me there. But yeah, I think that's the only question I had.
Hmm. But yeah. What the hell is oh, remaining me, that's perfect. Wow, 10 minutes. We spend all of this time just yelling. Or mainly I have.
Big
But
mood.
like
Well, for you, it's the morning. For me, it's the evening. I've got neighbors below my feet that are probably angry at me at the best of times. Like the other day, I was recording Dalek dialogue, and I was screaming. It was
I could not
terrible.
imagine. I'll tell you like behind the scenes stuff because I have to make it for the video anyway. Like the interview is only because I wanted, so I was watching more of the community show interviews because while I animated I have to have something like playing. So like I watched the
Right.
interviews and I was like I should probably interview someone. Like that would add lovely content.
It does help with like an insight that you wouldn't have before. It's very interesting to talk to just such varied people. Like Katie Haynes is such a unique voice in the community, and Dom and Mr. TARDIS doing the Comic Cons.
Like if
It's
you were
always
to ever
fascinating.
ask me like literally a year ago when I was like still when I first witnessed my first Doctor Who community show thing, like you told me, oh, you're gonna interview that guy one day, I would have been like, what the frick do you mean? I don't have that. I have a Chromebook and I have hardly any Doctor Who content on here. What do you mean?
And now you have the interview. You have
Yeah,
done it. You have
somehow.
succeeded. I am the prize.
But I'll tell you some behind the scenes things that are quite lovely. So you know the lines that I had to
Mhm.
record?
Yeah.
I don't have a good microphone like at
Mhm.
home, but having like, school clubs that do video and like filming, because I'm
Mhm.
a part of like this club in my like high school where we like film
Right.
and like I'm surprised no one has like recognized my voice because I've animated a couple things for that school. How have they not how have they not found me yet? But like I recorded very nervously in the middle of the classroom that we have with a very expensive microphone.
Oh God.
And I was like very nervous, but I did it. And I also got to try out like Adobe Premiere Pro for a little bit because
Oh,
we
nice.
had that. I probably should have edited that on my regular stuff, but I didn't.
Hmm. If you've got it, why not?
Yeah. And that's why this is why it's good to have connections, guys. But like I was very nervous when I was trying to record it because I have never done any of my like okay, so like we have School Mari, which goes by a different name, but we'll just call her RKE. And then Mari, who is the internet sensation animator since 2022 or not 2020. I keep them very separate. So whenever I have never done anything for like my YouTube things at school except for now, which was very nerve-wracking
No,
because
fair play to you.
it's the comfort thing.
Yeah, I get you.
And like I'll just let you know when I first got like the recordings from you, it was like 6 in the morning. Time
Time
zone, time
zones.
zone.
Yeah.
Like it can be you like text in like the Discord at 12 for me, and I'm like, it's late. So when I saw like the drive update, I was like, I can't be loud. I have to be excited at like a very lowercase level. But like yeah, I was very happy.
Good. I'm glad. I do. I'm sorry to say that I do need to pop off,
Yes.
but
All right.
it's been absolutely lovely talking to you.
Yes, indeed, with you. Hopefully we get this again. Hopefully, or just grab me on Zoom for like the community show or something.
I'll keep you posted.
Yes. All right. Oh, I have one last question that my
Ah,
people, not people, but mainly, if that does happen. So you know how my like Doctor Who, the Accidental Doctor little series.
yeah.
So once that gets off the ground and I get like scripts finished, because I haven't done it. Would okay, so obviously as a little spoiler, it's after Tenants. Well, technically during Tenants run.
Ooh.
Would you mind if I ever ask you in the future to
Mm.
voice our lovely Mr. Smith? That's his legal name in the script for now.
Ah, Mr. Smith, yeah. Yes, I would love to. That'd be
Let's
lovely.
go. Okay.
Let's go.
One more thing because people have been arguing. Who do you think can play the who can play an guitar? Fred or Mar? They're all argu
Maury.
they're all arguing. They're like, who can play guitar? Joke's on them, they both can play instruments.
My God. Well, that's my choice. That's my choice. It's
All
that.
right,
It's both.
I can just be like, all right, Jack decided it was both of them.
Yes, I am the decider.
All right, I shall let you go.
Thank you, my
Have a
friend.
good rest of your night, not day. I almost said day.
And enjoy your morning/day.
Yeah. All right, goodbyes.
See ya.